Now my brother takes care of me. I miss Mom and Dad being around more. Mom says things are going to get better.
Are you low on food? Struggling to pay the bills? Overwhelmed by life's challenges? When you need support but don't know where to turn, just dial 211. 211 connects you to the programs or services near you.
211, how can I help you?
211. Help starts here.
Hello everybody, my name is Jason Piercey. This is my favorite Christmas jacket, and there would be no reason to wear it if this were not a very special Merry Christmas episode of Out of the Fog. So if we're gonna have a Christmas episode, and it's like a talk show, and I'm gonna interview people, who could I possibly want to interview more than Mr. and Mrs. Claus? Listen, I'm fanboying hard. Over 40 years, I've been like, oh my goodness, Santa.
Bless my buttons. Well.
Oh my goodness, bless your buttons and the whole rest of you too. Well.
I must have to compliment you on being a very good boy this year.
But thank you.
You've made it to the nice
You're on the list.
Again.
I am.
Again.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm gonna say it's not 40 consecutive years.
No.
But
you did try.
I really did.
Well, that's good.
And I think I'm over 30 years.
Well, that's all right then. You know, as long as you try, then that's what matters, you know?
Good, thank you,
That is
Santa.
written down.
I know.
Trying very hard.
Yeah?
It is written
it's about
down.
effort.
It's effort, yes.
And being kind
And
to one
being
another.
kind is the most important thing of all.
Well, I think it was kind of you both to come all the way from the North Pole to talk to us.
Well, we
here
have a
today.
lot to do this time of year, you know.
I know.
There are a lot of different communities and groups and people and organizations that want to see Santa Claus. There's some parades and that sort of thing. So we do that, and we have some helpers who help us with that. And also it's nice to get out and see what the boys and girls are doing and listen to see what they want for Christmas this year, you know. Because each year the ideas for Christmas gifts change, you know. So.
Yeah, like I can remember some of the things that were really, really big to me when I was a kid, and my daughter has just turned 10 years old, and she's got something new she wants kind of every year, and she tells me what her friends got for Christmas and what is in her letter that she sends, which, by the way, I know the address is Santa Claus at the North Pole, H-O-H-O-H-O.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's glorious.
Yeah.
So what are the things that people are looking for this year?
Well, boys and girls, this year, I'm noticing a lot of Lego requests for Legos.
It's back.
It is. Yes,
It's
it is,
back.
yeah.
That's
board
big
games.
amazing.
I'm surprised at the amount of board games boys and girls want.
Really?
Squishies are very, very popular this year.
But I get those. They're very satisfying.
And you know, one thing, it's hard to transport on the sleigh, but slime is very important this year. A lot of kids are asking for slime. Boys and girls want slime.
So, yeah.
I didn't
well,
know that.
I mean, my little girl loves slime. Less so now, but over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And we got pretty good at making it and stuff, too. So, I got her like a slime making kit.
Oh, okay.
Like for last Christmas or maybe the one
Well,
before.
that takes the pressure off the North Pole. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, because I figure like y'all got a lot to do.
Well, we do. You know, and then there's treats that boys and girls want. Mostly they want chocolate and some candies and that sort of thing. You know,
And candy canes.
well,
That's like a
candy
classic,
cane.
right?
You know, that's
Do you know,
really
I found that kids today don't eat a lot of candy cane.
No, they don't.
Not
No,
like
they
the,
don't.
They don't like the taste of peppermint.
They
And
like the look of them, but they
like
don't,
the look,
So
but they
who
don't
do
like
we
the
blame
taste.
this on, and how
I
do we
don't
fix
know.
it?
I have no idea.
So you get a hot chocolate, and you
Yeah.
got like your whipped cream,
Yes.
Right.
and of course you got some sprinkles on that, and
Right.
under that is your marshmallows.
Yes.
Because you don't know they're there until you get into
yeah,
it.
do it.
But you gotta stir that with
With
a
the
candy cane.
Yes, yes. But not all boys and girls like candy canes.
No.
And I don't
guess
know.
that's okay.
I don't know how they fell out of style, but they have, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
Not as much as they used to be.
Well, maybe they'll be back next year.
Next year.
Legos
Oh,
are back this
yeah,
year.
right.
And, I was talking about games and toys, and that Barbie is still very popular.
Well, that's
dolls
because
are
of the
very
movie.
popular.
Well, the movie.
Right, yeah,
Baby
yeah.
Alive is another popular toy.
I remember Baby Alive when I was a kid.
Yes, yes.
My little sister had a Baby Alive that I accidentally tore the head
Oh, you
off.
whore.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness!
yes,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness!
But it was shortly after Christmas, so I had a lot of time to redeem
Well, all
myself
right
to
then.
get on the nice list for the next year. So, can we talk about the list?
Yes.
And because you check it twice. I feel like that's a minimum. You got to check it more than twice.
Well,
right?
you know
Like-
what happens? All of these elves on the shelf,
Yeah.
they report back to Santa Claus. Now, not everybody has an elf on the shelf, so we have other elves that work quietly behind the scenes. And I myself do a little bit of investigating.
We
Once
all
in a
do.
while, boys and girls might think they see someone who looks like Santa, perhaps out in a mall or a shop or something. And I've got some news for you. If you think it is, well, then there's a very good chance it is.
Interesting. Because
but
obviously there's a lot of magic involved here.
Well, a tremendous amount.
So, you could be in and out of places pretty quick. And
Very
you
fast.
think you see something, then you
Just
look
out
and
of the
it's
corner
gone.
of your eye.
Yes.
Right?
Very
The
Christmas
twinkle of,
magic
twinkle of an eye.
That's it, right? Just a little sparkle.
Yeah, right.
Christmas
Amazing.
magic is very, very strong magic, you know, and we use it for a lot of good things, you know, and it helps us do a lot of things for boys and girls. And you know that warm, fuzzy feeling that you get sometimes when you're looking at your Christmas tree or you're opening a present, or that's Christmas magic, and that's where that
Yeah,
comes from.
and the Yule log
Yes,
is
sir.
on Netflix or on Rogers,
Yes.
and Michael Bublé's Christmas album is playing,
I remember
and the
when
weather
Yule logs-
outside is
It's frightful.
Do you
Right.
remember, Mrs. Claus, when Yule logs were actually in a fireplace?
Yes, I
And
do.
it was a
right.
real fire?
It was a real thing. Yes, yes.
If I also had magic, I would conjure up an insurance policy that would allow me to have one. Because
Well-
the world has become so complicated.
It has.
You know,
It has.
it's time at Christmas, you know, to step back and relax and think about the things that really matter. You know, it's one thing that I've noticed in talking to boys and girls when I ask them what is your favorite part of Christmas, and most of the time the answer I get is spending time with my family. And that makes me feel very, very good.
I've learned so much. I think what we're gonna do, if you can spare a few more minutes, is we're gonna take a quick little break, and then I gotta come back and ask some more questions about Christmas and about the list and about, I wanna talk about Christmas music a little bit, if that's
my
okay,
goodness
if you don't mind.
gracious.
So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be right back with Mr. and Mrs. Claus in just a moment.
There you go.
one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha ha ha, bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle Wait, hold on.
bells,
Sorry, guys.
jingle-
Can we get back to that after? I think we're actually back on. Hi. Thanks for coming back. We sort of forgot that we were making television. At least I did. We were just having so much fun. And we have a new guest. We have your CEO, right? Your chief
yes,
elf
it is.
officer.
Chief
Yes.
Elf Officer, yes.
Well, welcome.
Lovely.
Welcome. This is lovely. Lovely, the CEO.
Lovely.
And she
Is
is
there-
in charge of all of the elves on the shelf
That's right.
that are out in the world today. Yes.
I give them all their magic and send them to their merry way to their new homes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, we've had some interesting reports from elves.
That is true.
Recently, we had a child tell us that one of the elves made hot chocolate
in the toilet.
Good. I mean, that sounds like it could look
Really,
confusing.
yes, very confusing.
So some of these elves
Oh.
appear to be a little naughty. Santa.
Yes, do you want to handle that one?
Oh, yes. They can be very, very naughty at times, and they like to have lots of fun. We even had someone tell us that their snowflake put their underwear on their tree, Jason.
Yes.
Wait, the elf's own underwear?
No, no.
No,
Child's
they put
underwear?
the
They
child's
decorated the
underwear.
tree
Tree with the
underwear.
underwear.
And
This
toilet
is-
paper.
This is inappropriate.
But my favorite elf story was the elf that took the 10-pound bag of flour and dumped it out on the kitchen table and made a ski slope out of it.
That sounds fun.
Well, yes, but also
Not
very,
for
very
the,
messy.
not for the mother that had to clean it up
Or
after.
the father that...
I don't think it's fair to assume it was the mother that.
Or whoever.
I mean,
had to
I
clean it up.
understand
The
you've been
person.
cleaning up after somebody for a
A
long time.
long time.
Well, now, let's
And
not
I kind of
let's not
take a
get
back
into that
seat
now.
sometimes, right? I take a back seat. You are, you know.
Yes, willingly so.
willing
though. I mean,
so,
let's face
yes.
it.
Well, that's
Yes.
because you don't want to drive the sleigh.
It's because I'm not allowed to drive. the
Okay,
sleigh.
all
Oh,
right.
Santa.
Listen, if you don't mind, I'm going to commandeer the conversation the way he
Okay.
commandeers the sleigh.
Oh,
I have some questions.
yes.
Okay, and I would like to ask some questions.
Go
if
ahead.
That's all right.
I'm
Okay.
listening.
How many elves do you have?
We have about 1,200 elves altogether that help out for different things. It could be cookie decorating, it could be trees, you know, prepping this.
I think for tax purposes, she probably made that number a little lower than what it is. But, okay, we'll say 1,200.
About 1,200 in the actual
Yeah.
village.
I think
That's
what
right.
we're doing
You
now
know,
is we're
we're-
equivocating.
That's right.
Yeah.
I oversee.
Can I ask
1,200.
for a dictionary from your elves for Christmas to explain equivocating to the audience? Okay, so we
We're
got.
talking to children now,
got-
Santa. They
we
don't
got a
I'm
bunch
understand.
sorry, all right.
elves,
I say,
yeah.
we have a lot of elves. Let's just say we have a
do
lot
they-
of elves.
We have a lot.
Millions.
So they do a bunch of different kinds of things,
yes.
right?
Mhm.
But in everybody's sort of head, the main job is the elves are toy makers, right? Yeah.
Among
so,
other things, yes.
So how do the elves learn how to make all of the different toys that get invented like every year? I mean,
Well,
they're-
we have blueprints and we have
do.
elves that develop. We have a development division that develops new toys and they test new toys. And
Training.
then we train them and then the
she
elves.
got little elf engineers.
Yes,
who
we
are
do.
like-
Yeah.
Elf University.
You have an elf university.
They do.
I mean,
Yeah.
some of
The
them have to
UFE
be
it's called.
engineers.
University of Elf.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
It is,
Okay,
yeah.
now, the reindeer, okay?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Do you have competitions every year to see kind of who gets to pull the sleigh? Because
Reindeer
there's
games.
the song, and then there's Rudolph, and there's everybody else.
We have reindeer games. You know,
Okay.
and reindeer games are feats of reindeer strength, endurance, and speed.
It's like the Olympics for our reindeer.
Yes.
It's the Rain Olympics.
Well, yes. Okay.
Exactly.
The old reindeerics.
The old reindeer. Yes. Okay. We
That
can
was
call it.
really smooth.
That was very good. I
That was good. We like
Yeah?
that.
You want
That
to
was
write
good.
that one down?
I will,
Yeah, write that down.
Yes, we
Okay.
do, and we start getting the reindeer ready for Christmas Eve in the early fall.
That's right.
And we change their feed, and we start giving them a very special feed.
Yeah.
Magic
Oh,
seed
really?
corn, yes.
And then
Oh, the kernels. Yes.
Yes, and all of that is a certain amount of Christmas. You talk about Christmas magic
Yes.
in that, and of course that helps the reindeer fly. By the way, I don't just travel with one sleigh. I travel with a backup sleigh in the event that I have a problem, and I also bring a lot of elves with me, to help with repairs if I need.
And are they all like, because you have the magic sack, the magic bag
Well,
that
now,
like...
I want to talk about the Santa's magic sack, because a lot of boys and girls have seen drawings and that with Santa with a sleigh full of toys, and that's the way it used to be. But now we've changed things up. Things have gotten a little bit modern. So I have a magic Santa bag that I take with me, and when you look at it, you think it's empty. Well, and indeed it is, until I arrive at a certain address and I reach my hand inside the bag and the toy comes out of that bag. So it looks like the bag.
So it's just like in the movies. So all of these...
I don't know who gave away that secret.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. All of these Christmas movies,
It could have been an elf.
It seems like an elf thing to do.
Yes.
They're so elfish.
I was elfish Santa.
They're only thinking about themselves.
I was naughty.
They're only thinking about themselves. They're so elfish.
I see what you've done there.
Okay, so if somebody is on the naughty list,
Yes.
and they're genuinely remorseful,
Yes.
and not just because they don't want a lump of coal or they want their favorite present,
can't get
but they
coal
genuinely, well, I mean, if you live in the Midwestern United States,
Probably,
perhaps,
yeah.
but if you genuinely do want to be a kinder person, is it ever too late
No.
to make the nice list?
No, it is
never too
never
late.
too late.
No?
Never too late.
No.
So what do you do? How do you...
Just small acts of kindness. That's what I always tell boys and girls, to be kind to each other and do something nice for people. And that's how you get back on the nice list. And that's as simple as that.
Just by being kind.
That's right. Think about other people, put other people before yourself,
Yeah.
and be kind, and clean your room, pick up after yourself. Things like that, just little things that you can
Yeah.
do. Your homework, be mindful in school and listen to what your teacher says, and learn to listen more than you speak. Just simple little things, and then you're back on the nice list again.
And you can go right on the nice list until Christmas Eve, until they go right to sleep. Isn't that
That's
right, Santa?
Absolutely.
Definitely,
Absolutely.
definitely.
So, but you could come off that list pretty quick too, I bet.
I've been there several times.
I like the
Right.
way you did that, Mrs. Claus.
She gave me, we talked about like the sparkle, the glint in the eye.
Yes.
I feel like I just got that, and she was
Well,
telling
yes,
me that
yeah.
sometimes, because nobody is perfect.
No.
So even Santa Claus maybe.
Well, naughty
I
don't know,
related.
Mrs. Claus. Do you want to field that question? No. Okay.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Okay.
What do you want to know?
We're not going to talk about Santa's shortcomings here.
Okay, we don't have to, but I imagine it gets warm in that suit, and perhaps Santa's socks, if they were to be left out, it would be
There's
inconvenient.
times when I'm picking up socks off the floor.
Well, now-
his underwear.
Okay,
His,
that's
It
enough
even
of that.
stinks
No, I
out
just
the
want to say,
Santa, I got to say this. Santa doesn't pick up after himself.
Santa!
that's why we have elves. Isn't it? Goodness gracious.
I feel like I need
opened
to.
it.
I have to take a step back. I apologize.
Can of worms.
I apologize.
Don't
How fast?
ask her about the Christmas I gave her the washer and dryer, because she was complaining about the soot and everything on my suit from traveling the world. That was a wonderful Christmas gift.
Throw it out and have
Yes,
the
it
elves
was
make
lovely.
another one. Come on. How fast does the sleigh go?
Faster than you can think or blink.
I'm pretty smart. Sam.
Well, we have to cross several time zones, as you know.
Yeah.
And that plays very much in our favor when we're delivering toys.
So you
to
don't
boys and girls.
actually do. Okay, time doesn't exist on
No,
Christmas
it does
Eve
not.
for you.
It
It's
does
just.
not.
So people are like, how do you do it all in one night? But you move so fast that
We move.
you have unlimited time in some ways.
If you follow, NATO tracks Santa.
Yes, of course.
Well,
Yeah.
they do, and they have a very difficult time keeping up with us because we're up and down and we're moving at what's the old saying, breakneck speed. Well, we move in the, as I say, quicker than you can think or quicker than you
Faster
can
than the
blink.
speed
Speed
of
of
light.
light,
Yes,
that's
we
right.
are, yeah.
Or
Because
sound.
Christmas spirit is faster than light.
Extremely fast. The only time I've ever heard of someone catching Santa in their house was they set up a motion detector camera.
Ah.
And
Sneaky.
They actually got a picture of me in a split second in and out of their house. And they did send that to me the following Christmas. So
Wow.
I probably shouldn't have said that now. But
Now everybody's going to have motion sensors all over their
it
houses.
doesn't always work, and we've worked to mitigate that
It's
now.
so
Just
fast.
like that, so fast.
If there's
Time-space continuum.
Has Santa ever taken his sleigh out of our atmosphere into space? Have you ever traveled to space, Santa?
I've traveled very high in the atmosphere.
But never like out of the
not
stratosphere?
Into outer, no, not that high up, but very high up. I've been spotted by high-flying jetliners, and I've been spotted by satellites. They've seen me, and they're always a little bit amazed to see me at that. But again, I'm moving at such a rapid pace.
you were also spotted by the space station.
Yes, the space.
Oh, yeah.
That was an interesting call.
That was a very interesting call.
Yeah.
So, you remember everybody. You know
Well,
everybody.
I have a lot of help with that, with the elves, and they keep track of a lot of things. Boys and girls will often ask me, do you remember what you gave me last Christmas? And I'll say, well, yes, but I'll have to go back and look it up, because there are that many boys and girls. And boys and girls change, and there's a lot of boys and girls with the same name, they have the same first name. So I had to really rely on the elves and their bookkeeping.
So
to keep
speaking
that
of the elves, can we talk about the elves on the shelves a bit here?
Yes.
How do you decide what elf goes to what home?
Oh, it's a very selective process. We make sure that the elf has their characteristics and matches the children that want their elves. So we take a lot of pride in making sure that the elves are going to the families that they like.
I had a little girl ask me if there was any possible way I could leave her elf after Christmas with her. And we had to tell her no, that was not possible, because the elves need to go back.
I guess they got work to do,
Well, they
right?
do, but
Right.
also they've been very busy over Christmas. They need a break, and they need to refresh themselves, and they need some more training. Some need, as you can understand.
Somebody got to come up and clean up the socks.
That's right.
Right?
And they help with the burn, and they help with the toy making, and helping with the reindeer. So when they come back, they're very busy.
Okay. What's your favorite kind of cookie, Santa? Because,
Well,
we're talking a lot of cookies, right?
Well, to be honest with you, I've never met a cookie I didn't like. But, Mrs. Claus, you can answer that one.
His favorite is out of the oven chocolate chip.
Yours. Your
Have it.
special.
Her
My
special cookies.
special.
I bet you make the
Melt in
best
your mouth.
gravy
Oh,
too, don't you?
I do.
Goodness.
No lumps in my gravy.
Careful now, he's going to try to get you to cook
And-
Christmas dinner
Yeah,
for him.
I
Her
know.
hot chocolate is phenomenal.
Yes, it is. It is hot chocolate. Oh, yes. And
So
she
your
uses candy
favorite
cane.
is fresh, homemade, out of
Chocolate
the
chip.
oven.
Oh,
Yes.
Chocolate
right
chip.
out of it. It's not a
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah.
It's from scratch.
Okay, so milk and cookies, right?
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of different kinds of milk, though.
To be honest, though, what I've been trying to do lately is when I'm traveling
cutting
now,
back.
I'm
Yeah.
cutting back. I'm asking boys and girls to leave healthy snacks for me. Apples,
Okay.
celery with peanut butter. I like what would somebody carrots.
Pickles.
Pickles. I do like a
Pickles.
pickle.
He likes
pickles, Jason.
A pickle. I love a pickle.
But wouldn't I'd be afraid you'd get it in your beard? You'd be smelling it all.
Well, I do sometimes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Why
There's
do you
worse
think?
things that
Why
can
do you
happen.
think I bring extra L's with me?
what it's like when he comes
Clean 'em.
home?
Yeah, but he's been gone for a whole day. It's
I
just
know,
like you got
but I
some
mean, you got
downtime.
pickle juice and you
I've actually been gone for 24 hours. So, Mrs. Claus, you're telling
Yes,
tales
darling.
out of school now.
Yeah, I know, dear. I know.
Okay, so what time on Christmas Eve?
7:45.
That's when you leave?
No, that's when I'll be over Newfoundland.
That's when you be over Newfoundland. Yeah, but when
I'll be
you
over Labrador a little bit earlier.
half-hour parts of Labrador.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do you do on Christmas Day?
Oh, well, you have to realize that I'm traveling around the world. So
you're still out on the go.
Yes, I'm still moving very quickly. So
Yeah.
my day on Christmas is 24 hours.
Yeah.
So that's a full day. And then
Do you get tired?
well, that goes back to Christmas magic, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can't
Christmas
run
spirit.
out as
and the
long as
Christmas
people
spirit,
believe.
Yeah.
And people believe, and people have to believe, And
So
boys and
what
girls-
happens? Have you ever been in a situation where like you're in the middle of being Santa and doing all of the things that run on Christmas magic, and like, can you tell if people aren't believing? Can you
yes.
feel like you get
Oh
weaker,
yes, on the
or-
sleigh, there's a belief.
Yes,
And
exactly.
It tells me where it is. And sometimes it's very strong, and sometimes it's a little weak. And places where it's weak, the elves bring along some extra magic to help me.
We do. And we've been very fortunate, though, Santa, that the Christmas spirit, especially here in Newfoundland, has been very high.
Very high.
Well, we're wonderful people.
Well,
Yes.
And you in particular.
Oh my God.
And you're on the nice list. I already checked before I came here.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yes. By the way,
I'm on the nice list.
is there something special you want for Christmas this year?
A squishy.
For
Do you want a
Christmas,
squishy?
for Christmas
No.
this year, I want all of my family who lives in Alberta, my brother and my sister, and their wife and husband, and all of their children, and my parents went up to visit because they spend so many Christmases here and Christmases up there. I want them to just have the best Christmas all together, and we wish we could be there, but that's enough for me. We'll have our own
You
wonderful
can
Christmas
do-
here.
You can Skype or
Oh,
Zoom or
yes,
something,
absolutely we
whatever.
will.
Yeah.
I think
We will.
yeah, we can, can't we? We can do that.
You can do that?
We can do that, yes. We can.
My Agnes, if you're listening, my mother is going to be so happy. I asked, Santa said that you guys will have a wonderful Christmas. So, okay, for the people on the naughty list,
Yeah.
You're
cold.
somewhat fascinated with the naughty list, aren't you?
He's afraid.
I mean, I've been there before. Okay?
I can't believe that.
You know,
No, yes.
you've mentioned it. Where did coal come from? Why coal?
Well, it was you know, dark and dirty and everything, and it made a mess and everything else, you know.
Because it is also very useful.
Well, it is, but it was just something that that we came up with, you know. It was very hard in your stocking, and we moved away from that. You know, it's not really fair to give someone a lump of coal for Christmas. So we try and encourage boys and girls to be nice and try and get on that nice list.
Yeah.
I don't know where the coal came from.
Well,
Yeah, it's a good question. I forget. It's such a long time
I'm
ago.
going to have to Google that. Because
I feel like talking to you is talking to Google. So what I would like to do now, because we've pretty much, I mean, I know you obviously have a lot to do. Can we sing another song as we say goodnight
well,
to
what would you
everybody?
like to sing?
I feel it's fitting, and I hope the audience agrees. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
All right.
Does that work?
Well,
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus, why don't you lead off?
Yes.
Okay.
We ready?
All right, 1, 2, 3.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year. Good tidings to you wherever you are. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Email us at comments@rogerspv.com or visit our website.
It's the Christmas season once again, and I'd like to take the time to pass along a message to all my constituents in Avalon. I hope this holiday is filled with memories of family, friends, laughter, and hope that will last all through the year to come. As we celebrate the holiday season, let us not forget our neighbours who are struggling and give generously to those who need it the most.